everyone. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for February 25th through March 2nd of 2024. So our quote for the week says, "Balance your creative pursuits with dedication and hard work." And I love these standing stones. They are our ancient ancestors. I hope you all can see the picture. This is Saturn in Pisces. That's only here once in 30 years, y'all. So for my artists and for my creatives, this is an opportunity to bring some things into form, to complete some projects, and to set some new foundations in place to go forward on. For all of us to create a new vision is part of the season we're in. So our week kicks off on Tuesday the 27th with Mars squaring off with Jupiter. And that's another thing. This whole week is very consciousness driven, let's say. It's what we believe to be true or possible. It's how we're waking up to some new consciousness and new beliefs and new ideas that are more in alignment with the story or the narrative that we want to live into going forward. I don't know about y'all, but I'm accepting every day more and more things that are just over in terms of being obsolete or outdated in our world. And one of the beautiful things about working with Jupiter is it asks us to expand our thinking and ask, how is this perfect? If it's unfolding differently than you expected, what is the best outcome for the story you're cultivating at this moment? Now, when Mars and Jupiter square off, we have to pay attention. So watch your energy levels this week. This energy can manifest in two ways, as is often the case. On one hand, there is the tendency to overextend oneself and one's resources, driven by excessive optimism without proper pre-planning or conscious effort. Relying solely on luck in this manner may result in a hefty payment down the road, both metaphorically and literally. A more constructive approach involves contemplating today's actions or choices in light of future benefits. Utilize your foresight to envision your ultimate goals and identify steps to achieve them. Concentrate on the potential rather than the current reality. Now, I'm not always saying it that way. Sometimes we say get focused and get present in your reality because potential don't pay no bills. But in this case, we are looking for the potential of our future. We're in an incubation womb development zone in the Pisces time of year as to what we're going to birth in the coming spring. So in this instance, it is better to concentrate on the potential. Because you've also got to think, what have I told you all along? Consciousness can shift in an instant, but manifestation takes a little longer. 3D is slower. So what I'm noticing and what we've had a few discussions on in my circles is how we're living what we wanted maybe 10 or 20 years ago. And that's how long it took to manifest. But now you've grown in your consciousness, which grows faster. And now you want something else. And that's what this year is going to be about, I think. It's just more and more indications and signatures for that type of energy development that we're going to go through this year. So envisioning your goals and identifying the steps to achieve them is really important. But at the same time, Jupiter, this is heightened energy, expanded energy. So there's a desire to push your limits, which on one hand, if you're in a position to do it, can be advantageous. But caution is necessary to avoid overdoing and defeating the whole purpose. Deep breath. Calculated risks are acceptable, but impulsive reactions are not advisable. This energy also operates on an extreme scale. When things are good, they're very good. But when they're bad, they are terrible. Maintain a positive mindset, stay focused, and balance your mental, emotional, and physical input with the necessary but not excessive output. Okay, we're recalibrating that balance in other ways too. So that is really supported. Overall, Mars is our choices and actions, and Jupiter is our consciousness. So if there's a square there, there's got to be some growth and change that has to happen in order for you to move the way you want to move. Mars is your movement, right? And if you're holding yourself back by what you're believing, then that's only something you can remedy with a new story and a new belief, which is entirely possible. Because the rest of the week with all these conjunctions is initiation after initiation after initiation of, like we were saying, new consciousness, a new vision, a new reality, a new purpose. This week we plant the seeds, let's say. We initiate, which is a lot of unknown energy because we're just going into this new cycle that On the low end is annual, every 2 years with Mars, every 12 years with Jupiter, every 30 years with Saturn. So just knowing that we're in the zone, micro to macro, individual, social, and collective initiations, evolutions, and new cycles abound. It is all good. But we get to direct the energies on our own behalf and call in this new story, this new vision that is supported to be birthed at this time for the first time in a long time. So the next day, looks like the 28th is very busy energetically, is Wednesday. Mercury linking up with the sun is always the initiation of a new cycle. Ironically, it's going to do this in Pisces and then linger in retrograde in Aries. So you want to think about whatever vision you're initiating with this new cycle is probably going to need some recalibration in order for it to have its space to grow properly, let's say, which is going to directly tie back to what you believe to be true or possible. So it's all connected. This compelling energy urges you to express yourself across multiple layers of existence. Communication stands at the forefront, yet it is crucial that it flows both ways. A genuine exchange of ideas. As you step into this fresh cycle of self-expression, you will be able to harness potent energy that is likely to leave a lasting impact or create a meaningful difference in the lives of others, should the need arise. It is an opportune moment for travel, whether physical or within the realms of your mind through visualization, or even exploring new facets in your immediate surroundings. Exploring uncharted paths can reveal unforeseen discoveries. This energetic influx brings forth a torrent of information. Staying alert is paramount. For those grounded and organized, this phase may yield well-deserved recognition from others, a testament to the individual efforts that you have poured into your endeavors. Embrace this influx of energy, allow it to guide you toward new experiences and insights, while remaining open to the flow of communication and exchange that aligns with your authentic self-expression, which is also being reborn, I gotta say. Same day, so this is Mercury, Sun, and Saturn getting together in Pisces at a very specific point. This is a lot. This energy proves highly beneficial for any significant project demanding your full and undivided attention. If you have already conceptualized a vision and outlined its manifestation, now is the opportune moment to meticulously fill in the details, breathe life into it, and put in the necessary effort. Engage in the work. Failing to direct this energy toward patient and methodical steps for advancement may result in frustration, creating a sense that you are not fulfilling your true purpose at this juncture. This can lead to negative thoughts, fear, doubt, and self-sabotage. A more constructive approach is to shift focus from potential obstacles and instead entertain the idea that every door opens and all paths lead to your goal, regardless of any appearances to the contrary. Deep breath. So again, we're calling in a new reality, but what do we think about it? How are we going to express it? How are you honoring your physical and mental, emotional, and spiritual processes at this time? This is our processing time. You've heard me talk about the seasons. Winter, spring, summer, fall is choices and actions that have to happen. Right now, we're in the month before spring equinox, so we're processing. And in this case, because it's Pisces, we're processing and integrating an entire year of new beginnings and endings that have to happen in order for this new beginning to come in. So I can't say enough that we need to fortify our relationships with our invisible team. That's your angels, ancestors, Orisha, and animal spirit guides, and whoever else you work with in other dimensions that are here for your greater good, obviously. And we got maybe another year and a half to anchor it for the next 30. And this is what we're going to need going into the future, is our six senses healthy and able to communicate with the reality going on around us. We need to recalibrate our personal boundaries and how we interact on social collective levels, how much input-output your system can actually handle. And most of all, the invisible team is there to support you because the humans are unavailable for consultation. Everyone is being reborn. Humanity is being reborn with this Aquarian age. This is what it is. we chose to be here on the cusp to help define those terms and hopefully maintain our humanity, maintain our connection to Mama Earth, to be fully functional and fully realized humans that remember we're supposed to be stewards of the earth. We're not the owners, we're not the rulers, we are the stewards. We're supposed to be caring for Mama, and she will in turn provide for us. That's how nature works. But we've created and gone so far into an unnatural system that it's time to rebirth and recalibrate and start fresh and new. And these Mercury, Sun, Mars, and Venus, these are our personal planets. So things happening with us this week is the micro level rebirth, the individual rebirth that we have access to, which is why holding that positive vision is critical. The shadow of Pisces is our phobias and fears and irrational ideas and things. Get back in your body. The counterbalance to Pisces is Virgo. Do what's practical. Do what's natural. We don't do anything fake or synthetic with Virgo. So we've talked about the new consciousness that is defining your new reality. And now we continue that. We go even deeper into this new definition. This energy activates a powerful sense of personal purpose and individual direction, while emphasizing the necessity for developing a sturdy foundation for your many dreams to thrive. The actions set in motion this week play a pivotal role in shaping your future, for better or worse, underscoring the importance of being alert and self-aware. Although often centered around career matters, it extends to your general responsibilities, the difference between those tasks that can and cannot be delegated to others. Leverage this energy for effective organization, meticulous planning, and fortifying your position by bringing order to these aspects or areas of your life, which is the Pisces house. Okay, so we're looking for that area of life where these initiations are happening in Pisces. Procrastination on tasks that you know you should be tackling will only intensify negative feelings, so prioritize and complete them sooner rather than later. While this energy may induce a sense of loneliness or depression, resist succumbing to it. Recognize the distinction between times to socialize and times to focus on the business at hand. If you have already avoided or delayed certain responsibilities, now is the moment to create a list, prioritize the tasks, and start checking them off to alleviate your own stress levels. Okay, this is self-care 101. And the sun is you, the individual. Saturn is your reality and purpose. In Pisces is living the dream of being a spirit in human form. It's understanding that duality of physical and spiritual that we walk with each and every day. It gets renewed every year in Pisces with the sun and Mercury there. Every year annually, they move through there and reset things. This is beautiful. This is natural. You've done it before. But the last time Saturn was there, besides last year maybe, was 30 years ago, the early 90s, 93 to 96 if I'm not mistaken. And so recognizing the opportunity to start a new reality because you are clear that the last 30 years has run its course and we've gotten all the good out of that. And now we can claim something new, a new purpose, a new reputation, a new foundation that you can expand in new ways. If your foundation isn't solid, you can't grow tall and you can't expand wide. So the roots and the foundation are what stabilize and hold your container and allow you to have a deeper, richer experience than perhaps what Western culture is used to is just the bite size, trying something without going all the way up in it. And then you never get the real blessings of it. So dedication is what Saturn rewards. Jupiter, on the other hand, brings benevolence and blessings and is also active this week, so we can call in that benevolent protector and provider that is possible and that you are worthy of, and by your own definition, call it in. So here's another thing y'all have seen me look at. First, Mercury and Sun got together to initiate together, but then they're doubling down. First, Mercury and Sun get with Saturn, and then Mercury and Sun get with Jupiter. So either way, you have meetings with both of them this week. Thursday the 29th, Mercury sextiles Jupiter first. So, and this is deep because they're back to back, which suggests that when Sun sextiles Jupiter, it emphasizes your individual identity or self-expression. While Mercury, this activation shifts the focus to your individual consciousness, ideas, thoughts, and concepts, and expanding them with Jupiter's influence to encourage thinking bigger, expanding your vision. It urges you to revise your personal narrative, elevating your game. Particularly beneficial for those in school or engaged in learning endeavors, this energy supports the expansion of your knowledge base, acquiring new tools and gathering information and wisdom to manifest your goals. Your dreams are beckoning for attention, prompting you to redirect your focus from mundane concerns to envisioning and creating the life you have been picturing. Additionally, this energy fosters an awareness that your generosity naturally attracts more generosity to you. It illuminates the big picture and overall patterns that have brought you to this point. With a heightened sense of clarity, sharpness, alertness, and optimism, you realize that anything you can imagine or remember is within your reach. Visualize success and put yourself in the picture. And this also speaks to raising your consciousness first before you activate the vision. So we're going to do that with Mercury, and then Sun helps us activate the vision. But before we get to that one, on the same day, Thursday the 29th, is the next Venus circle. And this is a big one that I do encourage drop-ins because it might be divine order for you to receive the messages that come through that night. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, we are releasing in Aquarius at the third eye chakra. So we're doing a clearing of our third eye and what we imagine is possible. The reason this is a big one is because Venus and Mars and Pluto and Mercury, by this time, all three of them have met up with Pluto in time to initiate, clean, to recalibrate things for our Venus moon activation. Technically happens on March 8th, but we're getting together a week before. And so let's just say there's a party in Aquarius for this one that will affect Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus, Scorpio most directly. Our last activation for the week falls on Friday, March 1st. While this energy is sometimes perceived as quote-unquote lucky, the success you attain under its influence is more likely attributed to a positive outlook and a clear understanding of who you are and what you want. Your life is expanding and your self-awareness is deepening, making it easier to connect with other individuals of common goals and higher consciousness. This fosters improvements and creates opportunities that benefit not just you, but the larger community too. There is a healthy dose of optimism surrounding a grand plan, and things are in motion. However, it is crucial to create space for laying the foundation that will support this broader vision as it materializes in reality. For those in a teaching, guiding, or leadership role, this energy provides substantial support for your community or group efforts. Conducting your own or taking workshops, seminars, or new classes is totally supported and will benefit you while serving others. Well, I guess I have to mention the Astro 101 class, which has been moved to April-May because we're still doing elements of ritual. So anyone that wants to learn astrology through your own blueprint, which is the way I teach it, and focus on cycles and patterns, which is also the way I teach it, join us there once a week, 8-week class. You get some tremendous custom goodies. And like I said, you get that little foundation. The only requirement, there is a prerequisite for the class. Thus far, I've never had a challenge, but my community has been expanding a little exponentially. And so I have been getting more and more orders for readings from people I have not met yet or have talked to yet. So it's important that you get a reading from me first, the Astro Tarot reading, so that you understand my style and how I roll, because let's just say Kelly's an acquired taste, okay? And I want to make sure you resonate with me and my work and my vibe before you sign up for a class. But it's going to be fun. And the handful of folks who have already signed up because we thought we were doing it in February, March, or said that they're definitely coming in April, May, it's going to be a beautiful circle. And it'll be an intimate, tight circle because I usually don't have more than 10 people in that in order for us to be able to deeply touch on different things in your chart as a group, making it relevant to everyone takes a little time. So it's not a type of class that I can have 50 or 100 people in. I suppose I could develop something that would serve that, but at the moment, I haven't had more than 10, so it's all good. And in the meantime, this month's animal medicine for March is whale. So I've put the link in here for that. It's only $25 for the live event, which falls on March 6th this year. It's a Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'm just giving everyone a heads up to get registered for the spring equinox fire ceremony, which, weather permitting, will be outside with my fire pit the way it's supposed to be. February threw us for a loop. Both of these are hosted by the Soul Sisters Circle, and is actually, whale medicine is definitely a perfect complement to what we just talked about. And the tools are always really great support when you're exploring yourself. The fire ceremony is to honor the turn of the wheel. And like I said, right now I'm talking to you the end of February, and we're still in Pisces mode and processing integration mode. But come spring, we're going to start making choices and decisions, and we just want to be clear about what they might be. Power Circle subscription for $9.99 a month or $99 for the year, which gets you 2 months free, is your personal activations and transits each month. You get highlights and the details, which, if I'm not mistaken, includes the moon, which is kind of interesting to have for my trackers and those who really pay attention to their activations. You get a month of forecast ahead of time, so March is done, and I'm going to post it this week in the classroom for the Power Circle subscribers. Oh, the lunar tools. That's the other thing that's part of the Power Circle subscription, or sometimes I give them away as bonus material in my classes. But it's lunar support is issues and questions to contemplate and breath work, in addition to whatever energetic support is around the full moon and the new moon for each lunation. So they're pretty juicy. Also, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, all very busy right now. It's our personal planets, and so this is another way you can get your activations, which are computer generated. These are tools that I've created and worked with over the years and have just recently started to make public for others to play with. So if you're feeling called to get to know these planets a little more personally, that's a great way to go. And then you just track them month by month, and I recommend 3 months because it takes about 3 months for you to learn this way of looking at the energies and clocking them with your chart and paying attention to how it feels in your body. It's another way to go. The Astro Tarot reading, like I said, is a 2-for-1, so it's $200, and it is well worth it because we go deep into your cycle and we do a full Celtic cross on whatever's up for right now in the tarot portion. And for anyone new to the circle, checking out this video at the bottom of my blog is my invitation to the Soul Sisters Circle, but it also covers a little bit of my story and a lot of my core values that run through all my circles. So if you're just getting to know me or my work, that is a great 19-minute video, kind of short and sweet, to give you a brief introduction. So I am also posting this forecast early, getting the note out early, because I am a Virgo moon, and I have chosen to take this Virgo moon to take a break. Normally, I can be working over the weekend, but this weekend, I am not. I am not going to be near the computer or the phone. So any emails that come in over the weekend, please be patient with me because I will be responding on Wednesday, Thursday of next week when I also have some other events scheduled. So it might take me till the end of the week to catch everybody up. But I never do this, and I know some of you know that. As a Virgo moon, I often choose work over time off, but I'm trying to practice what I preach, y'all, and it is critical that we take some time to actually develop the vision we're calling in. It's not just about what you want and, ooh, that would be nice. It's how bad do you want it, how deep do you want to go, and how fully developed do you want that vision to unfold. It's just like anything else, energy in, energy out. However healthy the seeds we plant at this time, however robust they are to begin with, and then whatever nurturing and care we do for the year to develop them becomes completely tied to the success or failure of their growth. And when you have strong Virgo energy, because I definitely have more than just the moon there, the imbalance shows up if you have more Virgo on the work side. And if you have more Pisces, then it's more on the I want to just relax and escape and chill mode. And I don't do enough of that, y'all. And it does make me a better person and a more balanced wife and mother and all that good stuff. So I encourage you to do some self-healing this weekend under the light of the full moon. We just had Ye-Ye's burden burning, which is really magical. So for this Virgo full moon, you can call in the healing and wholeness after being fragmented and distracted and all over the place for the year. We're pulling all those pieces together, all the different ideas, all the different thoughts and concepts that we explored throughout 2023 are culminating and fertilizing our seeds going forward. So the other thing we're on right now is full moon preceding the new moon. So we have to do this healing and wholeness first in order to step into any Pisces dream we might be able to conjure in this moment. So take advantage of this week's rebirth in between the full moon and the Pisces super new moon coming, because the other caveat with this time and the timing of now is that this is preceding our spring season, which automatically brings choices and change. But Pisces Virgo lunation is preceding an Aries super new moon solar eclipse and a full moon lunar eclipse in Libra. So Aries Libra lunation is powerful. It's a super moon, which brings in a tighter alignment, and it's an eclipse, which doubles down on the choices and change. Because not only are we doing an annual renewal that we're totally used to and wired for, that happens every year on the Pisces Aries cusp. We get new moons and full moons every year, and we get to work with this rebirthing time, this incubation time prior to spring in as conscious a way as possible, right? But now we're looking at 10 and 20 year cycles. We're looking at bigger cycles. The last time we were on this cusp was between 2004 and 2008. So it was a solid 4 years. Right now we're on the cusp between 23 and 27, a solid 4 years. So just know that we're also experiencing this year the overlap of Pisces Virgo eclipses, which means this lunation precedes that one. So they're going to be related. That's all I can tell you, is that there are reverberations with the moon and the sun and their interplay and their pull on our personal waters. So let's expand the vision. Let's raise our consciousness. Think a little bigger, think a little better, be more positive and optimistic, and really lock in on what you love and care about. Okay? The things that are authentic for you, natural for you, is going to be where the love is. It's going to be where the prosperity is. It's going to be where the community and the support is. This alienation and separation that's going on in the world because of crazy social collective movements as well is one thing, but you can take your power back, and Virgo Pisces is the time to think about your daily rhythms and routines and how much they are helping and serving you and how much they are distracting and delaying your good. We never want to do that. So let's take some time in nature under the sky, which I am doing. I'm going to Taos, New Mexico for the first time in my life, and it is on my Jupiter line. For those of you who know astrocartography, says that wherever your Jupiter line is your most powerful place on Earth. And for me, it's Taos, New Mexico. So I've been trying to get there for 20 years, y'all. Shoot, I got that astrocartography done in maybe 82. So that might be more like 40 years, y'all. Oh my God. That I've known about it, but I haven't made my way there. So it's winter. Not sure how much I can do, but it's supposed to be 50s and 60s during the day and teens at night. So whatever I do will be in the sunshine. And I just want to talk to the spirits of the land and see who's there that has a message for me. And I promise to bring it back and share. But that's what it takes, whatever healing works for you. Some people need nature, and some people need a good book and a good bath. You know, whatever it takes for you to time out, check in with your systems, realize that you've been running for a year and that it's culminating and there's a pause between the ending and the new beginning. That when we can do it consciously, allows us to make better choices in the next month, for the next quarter, for the next year, or in our case, 12 to 30 years, messing with Jupiter and Saturn. And the North Node is in the mix, but I don't usually include it in my weekly forecast. But Chiron is healing and teaching us about our individuality and our ability to stand in the truth of our own individual journeys while being part of a larger whole, being aware of that, but really resetting how we take care of ourselves so that that automatically resets how we interact with others. And the North Node is asking us to choose a new life path that is more sovereign and supportive of you, the individual, versus, trying to keep up with the Joneses and do what everybody else is doing or what social collective is pushing you to do and saying you should do, or any of that shoulda, woulda, coulda will kill you. Don't do it. Let it go. And do what is best for you, the individual. Aries means it's all about you, and you have my permission to be selfish. It is not selfishness. It is self-preservation that's coming into play right now. And that's another warning about all this Pisces juju that's kicking off with Saturn. We only have another year or so for that. And when it dips into Aries, it is an entirely new ballgame, socially and collectively, because it's going to meet Neptune there in Aries. So now Saturn gets around every 30 years, but Neptune takes 165. So we are literally completing a cycle of beliefs and connection to spirit and how it all works on the ground for us in as individuals, but also think your generation. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto represent generations and big groups of people who kind of believe and are moving through the same lessons and things. So that consciousness that we've all been carrying as Neptune's been traversing Pisces has been a huge culmination of old beliefs and old faiths and old ways of telling our earthly story. And I say call in something brand new that is more in alignment with nature, that is more sustainable and beautiful and grounded in a reality that doesn't tax your nervous system like this, that doesn't drug you with food and pharmaceuticals so that you can't think straight and you don't have your instincts and intuition on point. Let's do whatever we can. Pisces, Virgo is the time to cleanse and purify the system if you can too. And February is the time to do it. Every year is a time of year to purify through water or fire or both. But what we're trying to do is rebirth, essentially. We're rebirthing our energy, we're rebirthing our rhythms, we're rebirthing our plans for the year. Even if you thought you knew what you were doing at winter solstice, it was still just a concept. It was the conception point. It was in the darkness, not sure which seeds are going to come out of that. But now they're starting to stir and you're starting to piece things together, and we're starting to pull together a foundation that we can stand on for this year. And like I said, this year is tied to 10, 20, 30, 50, 150, 250 year cycles. I mean, it really is micro to macro. There's no other way to say that. And so all the little things you can heal and integrate and change in your world for the better, the more that affects our social collective on out. So I'm going to stop blah-blahing now. I was trying to use up my minutes on my Buzzsprout account here, y'all, where we post the podcasts. They don't roll over, so I try to use them. And normally I'd have a whole extra audio to upload, but I won't have that until we do the community event in March, when we will look at the asteroids and the sacred feminine for the year 2024. See how they can help us this year. They're all four in deep, long-term processes. So we sort of touched on those going in last year, but we're going to go deeper this year and see what we're dealing with. All right, join me for the Venus Circle in Aquarius, or whale medicine. And of course, the spring equinox fire ceremony. We would love to have you in person on Zoom. That's the only one on Zoom, y'all. I'm a conference call girl. And I remind you here that Whale and Venus Circle are technically a conference call, but there is a link for you to join online, and a bunch of people have the app and are loving it. And so whatever works for you, to join me over there. But Zooms, I only do when I have something to share and show you. And on fire ceremony, I try to keep the camera on the fire pit. So let's pray for good weather. All right, y'all. Join me when and where you can. Reach out directly when you need to. Thank you for being part of my community, and thank you for listening every week. I hope you have a fantastic week. This is Kelly Beard of Karmic Tools signing off.